I wanted to mention a tool that I like to use for my references whenever I'm working on a project. This one's called PureRef, so PureRef.com. And this is a really simple, lightweight tool. It's free for personal use, cross operating system. But if we go to download here, we can go to personal and click on your operating system, and I'll just donate another time. So for the purposes of this, we'll just say $0 and then click download. And we'll go ahead and install this. So I already have this installed. So I'm going to go ahead and open PureRef. And what it is essentially a way to interactively manage reference images, so you don't have to manually bring things into something like Photoshop and create a large reference board manually. I'll just show you what it does to better explain. So let's say I've done a bunch of work, researching images of castles or something like that. Maybe I'm working on a project where I have to build something like this. I don't really know what they look like or what stonework used to look like from different time periods. So if I have a particular time period, let's say sometime in medieval time periods, I could look for that. But I can find dozens of images to help me. Let's say I want to see what it looks like at nighttime. Just as a reference for myself, I can grab this and drop this in a folder of references. So this is a folder on my computer where I'm dropping images into. Again, I'm not using these in the final output of my project. These are just things that I can look at to give me an idea of what to create. So in PureRef, we can go ahead and browse to that folder, and then I'm going to select my reference images and click open. And what it does is imports dynamically all of those images. So if I scroll down, you can see they're kind of here. They're a little bit hard to see. So if I was to press Command-, I can zoom out and effectively see all of them imported in a group like this. I can also just double click on any of them to make them full size. I can resize the reference window here. And then the reference window allows me to pin it on top of particular software, but I can pin it on top of any of my other software. So for instance, if I need to have this visible while I'm working on something else, I can just kind of move it over to an area of the screen I'm not really using, and just have that float there. I can save this out, and I'll just call this references castle, and I'll save that there. This saves it as a PUR file format. The other thing I can do is export this. So I can export all of them as a scene. And I'm going to go ahead and create that in that same location. Okay, so just to show you what that does, I can basically have a PNG image of all of them in the same area. And this is something you could do with Photoshop or Illustrator. But what I like about it is if I want to use it as a static image, I can do that. So if I needed to submit all of my reference images, for instance, for an assignment requirement, I can do that here, or you can do that here. Or if I just want to be able to use this interactively, when I double click, it will then kind of bring those reference images full screen for me. I can also rearrange them here within PureRef and kind of space them out any way I want. So if I want to organize them, I can do that. And we're not really dealing with the overhead of worrying about pixels and layers and things like that. So that's the advantage of using a tool like PureRef. I definitely recommend it. It might speed up your workflow a little bit more when trying to get references together. Otherwise, yeah, give it a try and see if it fits with your workflow.